Hey, what's going on? Hopefully y'all doing well. Wanted to make this quick little video and show you some of the internal indicators that are available on ThinkorSwim, whether you're on the desktop version, which I am right now, or if you're using the mobile app. So I'm going to quickly get right into it. As you see right here, I'm just on the Market Watch Visualize tab, right, where you kind of get a heat map of what the trading day is like. This is a Saturday, so markets are closed July 5th. So what you want to do is quickly go to the quotes option right here, just to the left of where I'm currently at on the Visualize. If you go to quotes, you're probably going to be on your default watch list, and you want to go ahead and change that to, so just click the bottom right, and then you'll get the options here, the different, preset index things that they have available for you to, keep an eye on. What you want to do is go to public, E through N, and scroll down to where you see internals and indicators. If you click on there, you'll see a whole list. Let me drag this down. You'll see a huge list of different internal indicators for the market, whether it be for the whole New York Stock Exchange, specific to the S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, Dow Jones. There's a ton here, right? Most I have no clue what they are, but I'll kind of just briefly go over the ones that I'm using. I'll put this, make sure this is in ABC order as far as the alignment. So it is. So like something like ADD, and you'll notice that these all start with a dollar sign. So dollar sign ADD, this is essentially New York Stock Exchange, the difference between advancing and declining stocks. So if this is positive, that means that on this trading day, there's more stocks that are up than down than the day before. And so if we start the day on a gap up, this will be positive, assuming that the majority of stocks went up during that gap up, right? And it's not just a Mag 7 thing where that's the only thing that's carrying the market. So you'll see this move up, and same thing if it's a gap down, this will probably start in a negative, and then you'll kind of go from there on your trading day. Another thing that I use is the volume, right? So that'll be like dollar sign VOLD. And that is right here. This is similar to the ADD, which is the advancing and declining stocks, but this is the difference between volume. So if you're looking at this and you're trying to figure out, okay, in the New York Stock Exchange, is the overall volume up or down for today in comparison to the previous day? So if you have this in, let's say, 30-minute candles, 1 hour, 2 hour, 5-minute, whatever the case may be, it's essentially giving you the difference between the volume the previous day to today, right? In terms of the whole New York Stock Exchange. Another cool thing to kind of add to your watch list. And then we have TICK, T-I-C-K, dollar sign T-I-C-K. And that's cool because you get to see how strong the buying or selling pressure is on the day. So I typically put a line on the 0 on the tick, and then see if it's buying above that or below that, depending on the intervals that I have my candle set up at. Another cool one is dollar sign. Well, actually, it's not here. There's a few that are not going to be listed on here, and I'll kind of go over those in a second too. But again, just remember that under quotes, internals and indicators, and there's a few more that I want to share with you that are not on this list that you might find useful. So I'm going to kind of quickly show you this side. This is like a page where I have some of these indicators. So you'll see here, I have everything on a 1 day calendar. It's a full year. Every candle is 1 day, right? This is your S&P 500, right? We're at all-time highs. And to the right here is the S&P 200-day moving average, meaning how many stocks, the percentage of S&P 500 companies that are trading above their 200-day moving average, right? So if you notice here, where we're at here, comparison to this, the S&P in comparison to where we were before the sell-off in February, right? Here's a sell-off in February where I have my mouse over it, and it was about 219. If you look at it here, 219, we're just right about that same spot on this indicator, which is the 200-day moving average, stocks above the 200-day moving average. At the bottom left, you'll see this is a similar thing, except this is a 50-day moving average, right? And so if you're comparing this 219 where we sold off, sorry, this is a 4-hour chart. Let me put this to a yearly. 219 is right here, and you'll notice that we're above that at this time of the year compared to where before we sold off. Again, this is the ADD and the VOLD that I was showing you earlier on the internal indicators tab. Here's another cool one, SPX EW. This is essentially the equal weighted S&P 500, right? So if you compare this, the equal weighted, to the actual S&P, you'll notice that we're still lagging compared to all-time highs on the equal weight, which was on roughly 11/29 of 2024 of last year. So still some catching up on the equal weight comparison to the actual S&P 500, just based on this SPX EW ticker. And then here, where you see these white dots, the only way to kind of visualize this, you have to put it in on daily candles. This is the skew index for the CBOE skew index, essentially. And you'll get to see this here. This is a useful tool. I know a lot of people post this. They don't know how to locate it, but you just type in skew and you can find this on ThinkorSwim. So kind of get an idea of where the skew is and the options in comparison to times before. If you look at 219 before, where we were around all-time highs previous to this new all-time high, before the sell-off, the skew was all the way above 180 in comparison to now where we're at about 141. So just some things to use where you can compare and contrast different timetables. And yeah, and if you see any other of these, maybe you're familiar with some more, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to learn more, but just kind of wanted to bring this to attention in case you're not familiar with it. It's all available in ThinkorSwim. So still studying, still learning. Hopefully you're along the journey with me. And yeah, take care.